Storms don't last forever, but have you ever felt like your storm was never ending? Like every time you found peace, life found a new way to test you? What if I told you that peace doesn't come when the world becomes calm? It comes when you do. That once you learn certain lessons, no storm, no person, no betrayal, and no failure can ever shake you again. Life, my friends, is not meant to be smooth. It is meant to shape you. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every rejection is not meant to break you, but to awaken the power sleeping inside you. There comes a point when you stop asking, why me, and start saying, try me. Because that is when you stop reacting to life and start responding with wisdom. That is the moment when you realize that peace is not the absence of pain, it is the presence of understanding. And today, I want to share with you life lessons that, once learned, will make you untouchable emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. People treat you based on what you allow. There comes a moment in life when you realize that not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Some people will only see your worth when you stop giving them discounts. The moment you begin to respect yourself, the world mirrors that respect back to you. You start to see that boundaries are not walls, they are gates that protect your peace. When you stop tolerating disrespect, you stop inviting pain. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. You will notice how people test your limits, not because they don't know them, but because they want to see if you'll stand up for yourself. The strength to say no comes from knowing that you are enough even when you walk alone. You stop fearing loneliness because your own company becomes your home. When you start loving yourself with honesty and compassion, you stop craving love that comes with conditions. You stop chasing validation because you realize that you're already complete. People will always project their insecurities onto you. They will misunderstand your silence as weakness and your kindness as naivety. But when you learn that your peace is not up for negotiation, you no longer react, you respond with grace. You learn to observe instead of absorb. Their energy no longer enters your world because you've learned the art of detachment through self-respect. You stop over-explaining yourself. You stop trying to fix what isn't yours to fix. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop apologizing for setting boundaries that protect your soul. You become comfortable with being misunderstood because you finally understand yourself. That's real freedom. There will always be people who try to take advantage of your empathy, but you must remember that you can be kind without being a doormat. You can be loving without allowing disrespect. Self-respect doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start caring wisely. It means you finally understand that the love you give to others must first flow through you. As you grow stronger, your circle becomes smaller, but your peace becomes larger. You'll find that once you stop chasing people, the right people start finding you. The more you honor yourself, the more the universe aligns everything around you to match that energy. You stop begging for respect because you start embodying it. And that's the beauty of it. Once you know your worth, no rejection can break you, no insult can define you, and no person can control you. You've learned the first powerful lesson. People only treat you how you allow them to. Control what you can, release what you can't. There was a time when you believed that if you worked hard enough, loved deeply enough, cared honestly enough, everything would go as planned. But life has its own timing, its own rhythm, its own way of teaching surrender. The truth is, no matter how much you plan, you cannot control every outcome. The only thing you can truly control is your attitude, your response, your peace. The rest is life's business. You can waste years trying to control people's opinions, their actions, their choices, but that is energy wasted on what was never yours to own. Freedom comes when you stop trying to fix everything and start flowing with what is. The art of peace is not in controlling chaos, it's in being calm within it. When you learn to let go, you don't give up, you grow up. You begin to realize that holding on to what hurts is like trying to catch water with your hands. The tighter you hold, the more it slips away. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you start trusting. Trusting that life will guide you where you are meant to be. Even if the path doesn't look the way you imagined, there will be moments when things fall apart so new things can fall into place. There will be endings that feel painful but are actually divine redirections. When you stop resisting the flow of life, you begin to swim with it, that's when you discover the magic of surrender. The peace that comes when you stop forcing and start flowing. Peace is not found in perfection, it's found in acceptance. You accept that not everything will make sense, not everyone will stay, not every plan will work, but you also accept that even in uncertainty, there is a hidden order guiding you. Once you stop fighting reality, reality becomes less painful. And slowly, you start noticing how calm life feels when you no longer try to control everything. You learn to breathe again, to live again, to trust again. You find beauty in uncertainty because you finally realize that control was never the goal, peace was. That's the second life lesson. Control what you can and release what you can't. Because peace begins where resistance ends. Pain is a powerful teacher, not a punishment. Pain, it has a way of entering your life uninvited. It arrives when you least expect it, shakes your foundation, and demands to be felt. But hidden inside that pain is a message. You are being refined. Pain is not the enemy. It's the sculptor that carves strength into your soul. Without pain, you'd never grow wings. When you are hurting, you often ask, why me? But as time passes, you realize the real question was always, what is this trying to teach me? Pain doesn't come to punish you. It comes to prepare you for something greater. Every heartbreak has a hidden wisdom. Every disappointment has a hidden direction. The truth is, pain introduces you to yourself. You meet the parts of you that were asleep. You discover strength you didn't know existed. You begin to rise from ashes you never thought you'd survive. Pain shows you what truly matters and strips away what doesn't. It takes away your illusions and replaces them with authenticity, and slowly, you realize that the scars you once tried to hide are now your medals of courage. You begin to wear them with pride because they remind you that you didn't break, you rebuilt. You didn't lose, you learned. You didn't fall, you evolved. The beauty of pain is that it purifies your heart. It teaches you compassion, empathy, resilience. It turns your wounds into wisdom. It turns your silence into strength. It teaches you to love deeper and live softer because you've known what it means to hurt deeply. When you stop running from pain, it stops chasing you. You face it, feel it, and then free it. And once you've learned the lesson pain came to teach, it no longer has power over you. You no longer see it as punishment, you see it as transformation. That's the third life lesson. Pain is not here to destroy you. It's here to rebuild you into someone unshakable. Not every battle deserves your energy. One of the most powerful signs of growth is when you stop fighting every fight. You learn that silence is stronger than reaction, and peace is louder than words. When you mature emotionally, you understand that not every situation deserves your response. Some things are better left unanswered. Some people better left unbothered. You no longer crave to be understood by everyone because you understand yourself. You no longer chase closure from others because you found it within. You stop explaining your intentions to those determined to misunderstand you. You start protecting your energy like it's sacred because it is. Life teaches you that your peace is more important than your pride. Walking away is not losing, it's choosing. Choosing peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, healing over ego. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you win a battle within yourself. You realize that reacting to every situation only drains you. You start prioritizing your energy. Because once it's gone, you can't get it back. You begin to see that peace isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. You choose to no longer entertain negativity disguised as discussion. As you detach from unnecessary battles, you make room for serenity. You learn that peace is not found in proving others wrong, but in staying right with yourself. The real victory is not in conquering the outside world, but in mastering your inner one. And one day, you look back and realize that silence became your superpower. You stopped wasting your energy explaining, fixing, defending, and started investing it into growing, healing, and creating. That is when you become unshakable. That's the fourth life lesson. Not every battle deserves your energy, because your energy is your life force, and peace is your ultimate power. True power is found in emotional detachment. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you start feeling wisely. It means you can love without losing yourself, give without expecting in return, care without being consumed. It means you find balance between the heart that feels and the mind that understands. You reach a point where you no longer depend on people's behavior to decide your peace. You stop letting someone's absence define your value. You learn that real strength is not in controlling emotions, but in mastering them. You stop reacting to every emotion and start observing them. You become the calm in your own storm. Detachment gives you freedom. Freedom from overthinking, overcaring, and overgiving. It teaches you that sometimes you don't need closure, you need distance. It shows you that peace doesn't come from others fixing what broke you. It comes from you accepting what is and still choosing to smile. When you learn detachment, you no longer seek revenge or validation. You forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You let people go, not because you stop caring, but because you start caring about yourself. That's not coldness, that's maturity. Slowly, you realize that not everything needs a reaction, not everyone deserves a response. You stop giving away your power by taking everything personally. You begin to understand that what people do or say is a reflection of their own world, not yours. And that awareness liberates you. When you reach that state of inner balance, no chaos outside can disturb the calm within. You no longer dance to the tune of other people's moods. You no longer collapse every time something goes wrong. You rise, you breathe, you let go, and you flow. And that's the fifth and final lesson. True power is not in control, it's in calm. When you master emotional detachment, nobody and nothing can affect you again. In the end, when you finally learn these lessons, something inside you shifts forever. You stop living in reaction and you start living in alignment. The world no longer shakes your soul because you have found your center within. You realize that your peace was never meant to depend on people, situations, or outcomes. It was always meant to live quietly inside you. You begin to see how everything that once felt like destruction was actually construction, how everything that once broke you was preparing you. You stop being afraid of losing people because you understand that nothing real can ever be taken from you. You walk with quiet confidence, with calm strength, and with the understanding that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And in that awareness, you become untouchable. The storms still come, the world still tests you, but you stand still like a mountain rooted in grace. You no longer fight for peace, you are peace. You don't need to prove, chase, or control anything anymore, because you have learned the greatest truth of all. Once you understand life's lessons, nobody and nothing can affect you again. You have mastered the art of living calm in chaos, strong in storms, and radiant even in darkness.